Hello guys, welcome to the Python tutorial. So in this video tutorial, we are going to learn Python multi-threading. So in this, we are going to learn like what is Python multi-threading and how to use and what is thread and how to import the thread. And there are two modes in thread like threading and thread class. So we are going to see all the detailed concept about the threading. So first of all, before understanding the multi-threading, we have to understand what is thread. So thread is like is an execution of any sequence of program or instructions, though, so that can be managed independently. So and it is like a distinctive part of the operating system. Means the thread is the part of the operating system. So in modern operating system, manages the multiple programs by using time sharing techniques. So like in general way, so one process can have the multiple threads. So in computer system, so in operating system, what happens, it will run the multiple threads. Only one process can run the multiple threads. So now I got to know what is thread. Thread means one process can have multiple threads or any program execution, that is called a thread. Next, what do you mean by multi-threading? See, next, multi-threading means executing the more than one thread at a time. That is called multi-threading. So executing more than one task, that is called multi-threading. Now, now we understand what is thread and what is multi-threading. So now, like creating the threads, we have the two modules in Python. So in Python 3, we have the module called threading. So in Python 2.7, so there is a module called thread, only thread, just thread. So now I will going to explain you how to start a new thread. So we have the method called thread dot start. So I will give the first syntax so that we can understand. So I will write here notes. So we have the two models threading in multi-threading. So now I am going to explain you multi-threading concepts. Multi-threading concept in that. So first, what we understand what is thread, and next we understand what is multi-threading. Thread means the program in execution. The program in execution. This is called a thread. And multi-threading means running more than one task at a time. Running more than one task at a time is called multi-threading. So now we got to know what is thread and what is multi-thread. Next we have our threading models. So in Python we have the two types of threading models. So now threading models. So first one is the threading. Threading. This is available in Python 3 or later version of the Python. So that is latest versions in the Python. And one more we have, that is thread. This is below the that is in 2.7 versions. So I will write here notes. This is threading. This available in Python 3. So second one is only just a thread. This is available in Python 2.7. 2.7. These two models are the Python threading model. So by using these two models, we are importing the threading model and we will perform the sum of the task here. So now I will give the syntax how to start the new thread. So here is the syntax. So I will write the syntax here. Syntax. So this is the syntax how to write the threads in Python. Sorry, my system get stuck. yeah, this is the, so we can this is the syntax for the starting the new thread. So thread dot start new thread, so functions when we can pass the arguments here. So this is the syntax for starting the new thread. Now now I will going to start the, and I'll import the threading module. So I will just print the hello world program using thread. So I will start here. So I will use, now I will give them an example how to use the thread in Python. So first, in order to use the thread, we have to import the thread. Import import threading. So big, why I am using threading is means I am using the Python later 3 versions now. So after the latest version I am using, hence I am importing the threading. So if you are using the below the 2.7 version, so you can go for the thread concept or import the thread now. So I am imported the thread. Now I will print something. This is this is simple threading concepts example. So now I have to, after importing the threading concept, threading module, so I have to start the thread. To start thread, we have to create the object or instance. So I'll take T as the object or instance. Now I'll call the threading. So this is the module or a class. Threading dot thread is a, here thread is a class. Now I'm starting the, now I will, sorry. So I will start now the, I will start T dot start. Start is the name to start the threading. So here we are starting the thread. This is the simple example to how how to use the threads in. This is the importing statement, and this is the threading. In this threading, so thread is the class. So this class present in the threading module. So I am importing the this class from the threadings, and I am storing it t variable. So now after importing, I have to start the model. So for that we have the method called the start. So once I start the thread, it will start the executing. So here important thing is, if like if I'm here, we can pass the parameter also, like a target is equal to. So I will show you how to pass those things, and then in further videos. Now just this is the one simple example. So my system is getting stuck. Okay. So now I will going to run this program, so you can see the simple output. See, this is the simple threading concept. So I am able to implement the threading concept by importing the threading, and so this is the thread to start. Start is the method here. When you call, if you are not calling this method, so it will won't start the thread. So now I will show you. So thread is in whatever, I mean this is printing only, but thread is not starting. So this is the you have to start the thread, then only if you are not starting the thread, means it won't consider you are using a threading concept, or you are running program through the threading. So just it is a, if it's like a become a normal Python code if you are not starting the thread. And next, like I will take one more example. So I will perform the sum, like adding or multiplying some, like finding the square root or cube root. So I will perform the sum of the operations here. So now next example, I will show how to find the square number and a cube number by using a threading concept. So I will be using here threading and importing the that class. I will show you the example, so you can understand here. So now I am importing the threading class here. Just a minute. So I will import the threading module here. Now you can notice here. So I will comment this line as of now. So I will import threading, and I will import and I'll define one function called to find the square root. So def find the square root. Square root. So I will pass number as a parameter here to find the square root of the number. Then I will print the square root. Print square root is, so for square printing square root we have to multiply the number with same number with two times, that is number into number. This is the this is the formula to find the square root. Now I will define one more for functions to find the cube number. So cube root, this is my function name. We can define function name anything you want to. So now I am using here num is the my parameter I am, and I am printing the cube. You have to use quotation. Cube number is, we have to cube means we have to multiply three times, that is number into number into number into number three times. So this is for cube root, finding the cube root. Now I will create the threads. So I have to create the instance of the thread. So to create instance of the thread, so I will take the t1 as the variable, and I will start the threading dot. Thread is the class here and threading is a module. So from this module I am importing the thread class. So now I'll pass. I have to pass the value to the. I have to pass the parameter, because in function square root I am taking the parameter. So I have to, for that we have to use the keyword called a target. Target means which we want to pass the parameter. Like this is the target is equal to, so that function name. So which is the function name. So here is the function name is the cube root. So cube root, and I want to pass the value. So yeah, you can pass here also, or we can take and you can pass like arguments is equal to, like I want to pass 10. So this is in the form of tuple. So always remember that. So in threading it is considered as the tuple values. So always arguments will be in the form of tuple. Now tuple is represented in this. So if you want to, if you are declaring only one value in tuple means you have to compulsory use the colon here, colon. So next same I have to create for the second functions, that is cube functions, cube root. So now I will create thread2 instance is equal to threading dot thread, and target is equal to that function name. What is my function name? My function name is the cube root here. So cube root, and I have to pass arguments is equal to, so I want to find cube root of 5. So I will first here 5. Okay. So this should be in the form of tuple only. And next thing is I have to start the thread by using or by calling the start method. Now I will T1 dot start and T2 dot start. So this runs the executes the start executing the threads. Now I will run this program. See, you can see this is the cube number. Sorry, I'm printing both are same only. Okay, because why this happened means, so I'm using the same function both the side. That's why it's a printing. So here I have to call. I'm not calling square root function. That's why. See now I will get the square root as well as a cube root. See, square root is a 100 and cube is the number. Cube number is the 125. This is the usage of how to use the how to find cube root and cube for square root in the Python using multi-threading. So now I am passing the arguments here only in the program itself. So now I don't want to pass the argument by default. So at the runtime user want to enter the values. So for that we have to use the input functions. So now I will use the input functions instead of that. So I will copy first this one. So I want at the runtime user should enter the values. So it should ask to the user enter the values. Now I will instead of this I will take here int input enter the square, and next I will take and I will T2 for cube. So here the function should be say different because this is square root and this is a cube root. So I have to cube root and this is a T2 and I'm starting the thread 1 and thread 2. Now we can see that. So it will ask the user to enter the square root, enter the square number. So I will 3 and cube, then right see same output we will get. So this is instead of passing the arguments in the form of tuple only, you can I ask the user to enter here only. So this is the example of how to ask the user to enter the number from threading. Next I will going to demonstrate. So okay, next I'll perform the for operations, like how to use the for loop in the threading. So I will use the for loop here. Sure, I will show the one example how to use the for loop in threading concept. Now I will comment this code. So here first I have to import the threading. Import threading, and I will define the one function called def display one, and I will use the for loop here. So for I in range. So sorry. So I want to print 5 times something. So I will print hello world. Print hello thread. So I want to print 5 times with hello world only. So now next I will take one more functions and one more functions here. Def display2, these functions, and I am using more for loop for the display2 functions. g in range 5 times I want to print, and I'm printing the statement here. So I thread, low thread and high thread. I'm printing to five times. Now I will start the thread. So to start thread, first we have to create the instance of the thread. So t1 is equal to threading. Sorry, threading dot thread is the class, and we have to call the functions. That is target is equal to display one functions, and you to create the instance same for the second functions and call the threading functions. Okay, threading is the class here, and target is equal to call the second function, that is this display two. So now I have to start the thread. Now t1 dot, so here t1 dot start and t2 dot start, so this will start the thread. So now I'm able to run the program. So now we can able to see here. So now see, now I am printing the 5 times thread. Hello thread is the 5 times. This is I am using the range functions. The range functions. So it range functions, like it will print the how many you are passing the 5 numbers here. This is the integer number. I am passing 5 times. It will generate the 5 times randomly. It will run till the 5 times. So this is the 5 times. It is printing thread hello thread hello thread. And next one is next in display two functions. I am using the range function same as it is. So it will now here I am starting the thread. So this is threading is the module, and importing that thread class from the threading. So now I am target means which functions I need to call. So here we have to specify. I am specifying the display one functions. Now I am starting the thread here. T1 dot start and T2 dot start. This is the how to call the functions in the thread, and how to use the functions with the for loop. Now like in python multi-threading, like always default thread will be running. Then how to know that which thread is running? Like for that, so we have the method called threading dot main thread. So as I told in multi-threading concept, by default the main threading method will be running. So I will show how to see the whether which thread is running there currently. For that one I'll now comment this code. So I will import threading, and I'll print threading dot main thread. So this is the threading dot. So you can see main thread. So this will print the which thread is executing. So now I will create the instance. T1 is equal to threading dot thread. So now I will print the T1. Print T1, and now I will start the thread. So you can get to know which thread is running. So now I will run the program. See, this is the main thread. So always main threads will be running. So this is the thread 1 initial stage. Now I will print and print one more time. See, now thread 1 stopped. So this is the initial thread. See, this one is the initial thread running, and this is the next thread, means it will be printing. So in Python we can start only once. So if I'm using again t1 dash start, means it will give the error, because in Python we can call only one time. We will have to start the thread. So next I'll going to explain you the next concept in threads. Yeah, I already explained threads only one time I can start. So I will give it, if you're calling again t1 dot start, it will give the runtime error. So I will show the with example. So I have I started here thread. Again I will start the thread. So it will give the error like in Python when allows only one time of the starting main method. See here. Threads can only be started only once. So it means we cannot we cannot run the multiple times. So it means only one time is the thread will be starting. So this is the example. Next I will explain you the some of the important threading models. So in Python we have the three models in these are the very important models. Like in Python we have the threading dot active counter. So it returns the number of thread objects that are active. Means in like in Python, like we want to know that how many threads are active and how many threads are running. So to check that one, we have the model method or a module called threading dot active counter. So it will give the how many threads are running currently. And next one was the threading dot current thread. So this model returns the number of threads or objects in the caller thread is control. Like current threads, how many caller running, that one will be returned by the threading dot current thread model. So next is the threading dot enumerator. So this returns the list of all the thread objects that are currently active. Means it will return the active threads. So in addition to this also we have the some of the threading models like thread class that will be implementing the thread class. So one more reason we can use the using the implementations. So thread it will be implements the threading. Thread we like a thread is the class that will be implementing the threading concept. So the methods, like it has the some of the methods. So run method is there, then start method and join method. So is alive and get name get. So these are the some of the methods in the threading. So now I will explain you the timings in the thread. So how to use the timer in the thread. Now so we for that one we have to use a we have to import the timing module. So that is by importing timing module, so we can use a so I will show you one example how to use a timer in threading concept. So if I want to execute only certain statement, and then I have to wait for the some time to execute all the statements. So then that time we have to use the threading module here. Sorry, timer module. So now I will give an example how to use threading module here. So I will comment this one. Now, so now I will going to explain you the how to use the timer in the threading concept. Okay. So I will import the threading and timer. So import threading, and I have to import the timer here. Import time. Next, I will start the. I have to print something here before timer or like that. While print on some message here. Print before timer, and I will display one define the method called display, and I will print something on the after the try timer. Print after timer. So this is the simple I'm using, and I'll create a instance of the model. I'll create instance of the model. So t1 is equal to threading dot thread. So I have to call the I have to give I'm giving this is the passing 3 seconds, and I have to call the display method here. So this is the functions. I'm starting the thread t1 dot start. So now I'll run the program so you can observe here output. Okay, group or group master now. Okay, 1 second. Okay, the threading dot. Sorry, I have to use a timer because Yeah, so timer, and I'm starting the, see, it will, before it is timer, then it will print after 3 seconds is the, here I'm giving the in seconds, so I will give 2 seconds here. It will 2 seconds, see. See, this is the usage of timer in the threading concept. So I hope you are understanding this concept. Next, so next we have the join. So here join is used to stop the execution of the code until first thread is completes its executions. Like, let's say here what happens. So if I have so many times, like we have so many methods here. Let's say I have these many statements to print. So what happens, say here, so after 2 seconds, it will skip this all the statement and it will jump to the next statement. So I don't want to like that, because I want to complete first this thread and next I want to go to the next thread. So for that we have a timer. So I will run this. So what is the problem? You can understand here. See, so it will printing at a time and it will going to after time. So if so many block of code is there that time, so it will give the it will jump directly to the next statement. It will won't execute until all the statement at a time. So for that I have to stop the execution. Means I have to stop to the jump to first I have to complete this statement, everything, then I have to go to the next. For that we have to use the stopping condition here. For that one we have a join method. So it stops the execution until the first thread is completed. So now I will use, so so if this one, if I use the for loop, then you will be getting clear idea how this one will be happening. See, so I will take one example. So I will comment this one, how to use threading in the, how to use join method. I will explain it. So I will run. This is the so I'm importing thread. I'm importing timer. I'm displaying the display one method, and I'm using 5 times. I'm printing the thread one running, thread one running, and next in display method I'm running thread two. So I'm taking the timer here. I'm sleeping 1 second, and I'm here also I'm taking timer. So I'm calling the functions here. So now I will start the thread. See, thread one is running. So first it will complete all the first threads. Then it will go to the next thread. So you can see here. So this is the timer. I'm waiting for one second. So this is the usage in threading concept, like how to use the timer. So next, yeah, this is the, these all things are the important concept in the threading. So now we have the like a multi-threaded priority queue. Means, so like the like in the, like what happens in queue, multi-threaded priority queue. So the module allows us to create a new object that can be hold like a specific number of items. So the, for that one we have the following, like some of the methods are a control to the for the, to control that queue. So we have get method, and we have put method, and we have queue size method, and we have empty, and we have full size full method. So these are the priority for priority purpose we are using the this all the methods. So now I hope you have I have completed this threading concept here only. So I will stop here only. Thank you.